Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Mr. Chancellor William Bernard Gitunga, Ministers present, Principal Secretaries present, the University Council and Management, the student fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Saa zingine kunasemekana mtu amepata kazi. Alafu saa zingine kunasemekana kazi imepata mtu. I think in this case, the latter is true. Mimi nimeona ya kwamba kazi ya Chancellor imepata mtu. And it is with great pleasure to join you on this historic occasion marking the installation of the second Chancellor of the Co-operative University of Kenya. Today's ceremony marks not only a new chapter in the leadership of this distinguished institution, but also reaffirms university's steadfast commitment, its mission of empowering communities through cooperative education, research, innovation, and sustainable development. Allow me at the outset to congratulate Dr. Bernard William Gitunga. Congratulations. Raila Odinga called him young man. Young enough for me also to call him. Your elevation, Dr. Gitunga, to this role is both historic and symbolic, reflecting our collective conviction that young people are not merely leaders of tomorrow, they can also. As government, we are intentional about integrating young people into leadership to unlock their innovation, energy, and bold thinking in shaping our country's future. I think if there is boldness and courage I've seen in the vision of Dr. Gitunga. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cooperative University of Kenya holds a unique and important place in our national development journey. For over 70 years, it has been a vital engine for molding skilled human capital and producing knowledge systems that uplift communities. Its foundation in the cooperative values of equity, democracy, solidarity, and mutual responsibility has ensured that its focus remains grounded in making a real impact on people's lives and driving grassroots transformation. The university's impact is evident in the professionalism it brings to cooperative governance, the training of strategic leaders for MSMEs, and its robust research and policy work that strengthens institutions at the foundation of our economy. This is, in my very honest opinion, true empowerment, people-centered, local, and transformational. Our agenda is to build on the productivity of every Kenyan. During nationwide consultations, Kenyans expressed a desire not just to share the national cake, but also to be empowered to bake it. This calls for accessible, practical, future-oriented education, education that imparts skills, nurtures enterprise, and equips citizens to organize collectively. The cooperative university is uniquely placed to deliver on this. Accordingly, we are implementing a sustainable higher education funding model to ensure that every learner, regardless of their background, has a fair chance to pursue their academic ambitions. Through institutions like this cooperative university, we're empowering communities with the tools and knowledge to participate meaningfully in national development and wealth creation. I have heard very carefully what both the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor has said, and all the other leaders that have spoken before me, on matters education. It is said that education is the single most powerful enabler of societies, communities, and people. And that is the reason why my first job in office as president was to find out, ask the reason why we have difficulties in education. I did put together a presidential task force that gave us a roadmap that spent almost 8 months with many stakeholders. I was briefed that they got 32,000 different presentations. And when I came into this university, I asked the Vice Chancellor, give me feedback on the work that was done by the task force and that I did decide that it was time to implement. And the Vice Chancellor told me, Mr. President, things are different. We have paid all our workers. We have paid all our taxes. Don't have debts with suppliers. The university is different. There is a small problem, however. Some of the students complain that they have been put in the wrong band. That is the feedback I got from the Vice Chancellor. And I told him, because they had a retreat, which I had instructed the ministry, because I wanted feedback from the runners, from the managers of our universities. So they had a retreat, and soon they will be giving me a feedback on the good, difficult, what needs to be changed. Because if we get our education and training right, we are well on course getting our prosperity and development right. And therefore, aside from implementing and organizing the CBC program, hiring more teachers, providing more resources, additional resources to our universities, implementing a student-centered funding model that has increased resources going to universities. And today, I can proudly say the universities that were struggling 2 years ago with debts, 23 of them had already been declared bankrupt. They are now on an upward move. And I am informed that in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 years, all the universities will be out of the debt trap. And it is because we must work together with our university managers, our vice chancellors. And today, I am very proud that a young man of 36 becomes the youngest chancellor in the Republic of Kenya. And he stands out. You agree with me that we have the best that we could get, a chancellor for Cooperative University. A product of this university at his early age and has gone all places, gathering experience, gathering knowledge, and making Kenya proud. I met this young man earlier, 20 when I went to Senegal for Matters Africa Development Bank. That's where the headquarters is. Because we had negotiations that would support our country. When I met Kenyans there, they told me the difficulties they are going through because we didn't have a. And I singled out Jitu. Size needed to be done. The rest is history. We now have an embassy in Senegal. Again, I went to China a year ago in the process of negotiating things to do with our country. And again, I met this young man. I asked him, I thought you were in Senegal. I have since moved from Africa Development Bank. Now I work for the Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. And I met him during the signing ceremony when Kenya was joining the Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. And he has been immensely useful to us as a country. His days in China has informed some of the decisions that I have made. And when I saw this young man and remembered that he was in this university, that is the time I decided that this is the man to come and help us transform Co-operative University of Kenya. My good friend Chitunga, you have a big vision, bold, and you are courageous. You have my support and that of the government of Kenya as you undertake that bold vision you have. Let me just tell you two things. As our former Prime Minister said, savings is a very important component of any meaningful progress of our country. Just to give you statistics, savings as a percentage of GDP in Kenya today is between 10 and 12%. Savings as a percentage of GDP in China, where Chitunga works, is 55%. Everybody trained to save at the beginning, as early as possible. And that is how they have developed the resources to invest in their country, to develop their country, and to create the environment that you see today. I undertook to the people of Kenya that I was going to change the savings culture, and we are going to change the savings infrastructure in Kenya. You all remember, everybody used to pay NSSF 200 shillings. Everybody in Kenya, 200 shillings. And the employers used to pay for them 200 shillings. Until 2023. That is 2 years ago. And it was okay. No, it was okay. Paying 200 shillings. Explain to me why 200 shillings is okay. How is 200 shillings going to be to amount to a saving? So I said we were going to change this. And today, every Kenyan, like what is going on in Uganda. For your information, Uganda has a bigger social security fund than Kenya, although they have a quarter of our economy. Tanzania has a bigger national social security, although they have 50% of our economy. Why? Because they made the right decision about saving. In Uganda, everybody saves 10% of their salary. In Tanzania, everybody saves 8% of their salary. In Kenya, we were saving 200 shillings. And it was supposed to be okay. And I was supposed to do nothing about it. Really? So, we made the right decisions. Today, every Kenyan is saving 6% of their salary. And every employer is saving on behalf of their employees 6% their salary. And look, I will give you some statistics. You can go and count a check. From independence up to 2023, we saved 320 billion in 60 years, right? But in just 2 years, from 2023 up to 2025, today, we have saved 280 billion. By the end of this year, we will have doubled the money we saved in 60 years. And by 2027, yes, by 2027, we will have saved 1 trillion shillings. Because we have made some bold decisions. That is why I encourage you, Dr. Jitung. What you have said to many people here seems impossible. I want to encourage you, it's doable, it's possible. Go ahead. You have my support and that of the government of Kenya. Many of these people here will not believe what I'm saying. Yes. But you will be shocked. Go check the statistics. So that is how to transform a nation. And I'm very proud of it. Because I'm going to confound the naysayers. Secondly, as we transform the nation, the cooperative movement is very important. And I like what you have said about research, about innovation, about AI, and what your plan is in that space. The whole cooperative movement influences our agricultural sector. And our agricultural transformation must be underpinned by the transformation in the cooperative sector. That's the reason why CS Oparanya team are working on the cooperative bill that is currently in Parliament, informed by the cooperative movement, including input from the Cooperative University. I am looking forward to signing that bill into law so that we can leverage on the efficiency and the capacities that exist in our cooperative movement to help us steamroll and turbocharge the transformation of our agricultural sector. Just to give you some statistics, the agricultural sector, we have, because of God's blessings on rain, interventions we have made in inputs, fertilizer, seeds, and others, we've seen growth in the agricultural sector. That growth will be enhanced if we organize the cooperative sector better. And that is why the cooperative bill currently in Parliament is very important. Seen, for example, growth in the maize sector from 40 million bags, 72 million bags. Seen earnings from tea went up from 170 billion to 215 billion. We've seen Coffee sector, prices of coffee has moved from 50, 60 shillings a kilo to 100, 140 shillings a kilo. Seen in the sugar sector, we are witnessing the biggest transformation. Ordinarily, we would be importing between 300,000 and 400,000 tons of sugar into Kenya. This year, we imported less than 100,000 tons. Why? Because our productivity grew from 490 metric tons, go look at the statistics at Kenya Sugar Board, to 815 metric tons. We just concluded the commercialization of the 5 sugar mills owned by government. Opinion is government has no business owning sugar mills. It should be run by people who understand it in the private sector. We just concluded that exercise, and you will see the transformation that is going to come from the sugar sector. It is my belief, and we are working towards making sure that in the next 3 years or thereabout, Kenya should be a net exporter of sugar. We should not be importing sugar into Kenya. We have what it takes to import sugar from Kenya. I'm saying this, Dr. Jitunga, to encourage you that this country needs bold, courageous leaders like you to move it to the next level. People who believe in this country, citizens, patriotic citizens, who will do their best, stop at nothing, the transformation country. Finally, when I was in China, many people thought, oh, William Ruto has gone to negotiate for more loans. Listen to me and listen to me carefully. You heard this young man speak here. He has not said he's going to look for loans. He has not said he's going to look for money for government. He has said he's coming to me to look for no objection, letter of support. Because he wants to transform this place using private-public partnerships. And you have seen him, some of the partners that he's going to work with. That is the way to the future. The road we have, you saw listed from Rironi all the way to Malaba through Nakuru, is not going to be built. Is not going to be built using loans to the government of Kenya. Unasikia? It is going to be built using a toll infrastructure, public-private partnership, investment. That is what is going to build that road. The railway you saw put in the framework that we negotiated in China, from now Naivasha all the way to Uganda, is also going to be built not by loans to the government of Kenya, but it's going to be built by investments. Let me also tell you that we have developed alternative financing mechanisms that do not take the country the route of loans that could endanger the future of our country. And I have been resolute in saying that we must find alternative financing mechanisms. Today, you have heard the announcement in our housing fund program. We have decided as government to support the education sector with student hostels. And Co-operative University is going to be a beneficiary. We're going to have a hostel facility here that will accommodate 2,520. It's going to happen in every university in Kenya and every Tibet, and we are going to finally go to every Kenya Medical Training Center. Our first batch of investment is to build hostel spaces for 130,000 students, universities, colleges, and TVET. That money is not money that is borrowed, right? It's not loans. We're not going to build a hostel for you here using loans. We're going to use money we have raised, our own local resources. That is how to build the country. It is the money we are using to build all the housing units. It's the money we are using to build 400 markets, not loans, resources raised by Kenyan taxpayers. That is how we are going to change this country, good people. So, I don't mind the accompanying ceremonies, but we must transform, and it has to take some bold thinking, bold action, to take ourselves into the future. That's why I'm very encouraged to see a young man from Kenya working as an international servant, bringing that oomph and expertise, knowledge, and courage to our country. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to say, accordingly, we are implementing a sustainable higher education funding model, as I said earlier, to ensure every learner has an opportunity to be their best. The cooperative model is central in our economic transformation strategy. With over 14 million members, cooperatives now contribute nearly half of our national savings and finance 90% of some of the housing stock that is going. The implementation of Sessional Paper number 4 of 2020 and the Cooperative Bill 2024, now before Parliament, will institutionalize reforms that center training, research, innovation as pillars of a modern and sustainable cooperative movement. This university is not just a partner in this effort. It is an anchor, like what was said here. I like the questions Chitunga is asking. As we deepen investment across our 5 priority pillars of agriculture, MSMEs, housing, healthcare, and digital economy, we look to Cooperative University of Kenya to provide leadership, capacity building, and research that translates into real, measurable change in people's lives. Allow me at this juncture to highlight a few of the commitments that have been made. One of them is the hostel infrastructure for this university. And secondly, through the Chancellor's Legacy Program that Dr. Chitunga has just elaborated, we welcome initiatives to expand infrastructure through public-private partnership, establish new research centers, and build sustainable financing. Government will remain a committed partner in delivering this ambition. And number 3, recognizing that land scarcity is a barrier to growth, we will work with the university to secure additional land for flagship projects, including the proposed Cooperative University Innovation Hub, a facility dedicated to research, training, incubation, and community empowerment at the heart of the cooperative movement. Ladies and gentlemen, Cooperative University of Kenya must continue to serve as a national resource, a catalyst for society, and a laboratory for economic transformation, and a beacon of hope for communities it serves. Empowering communities is not merely a slogan. It is a strategic imperative in building an inclusive, sustainable, and just Kenya. Government of Kenya stands firmly with this institution, and we will continue to support your programs, invest in your growth, and co-create pathways, prosperity for every Kenyan household. Dr. Chitunga, Mr. Chancellor, the University Council, Management, Senate, faculty, staff, and students, I wish you great success as you carry forward the noble mission of knowledge creation and community transformation. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.
Another round of applause for His Excellency for that wonderful speech. Thank you, Your Excellency.